Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Sophia with Garden State Film Festival, and I'm here with the people who made the short film Sugar Crash. I will have them all introduce themselves, starting with the director and the writer in the room, please.
Hello, I'm John Huggins. I'm the writer, director, and producer of Sugar Crash.
Thank you, John.
Hello, I am Scott Beyer. I'm the producer and assistant director of Sugar Crash.
And hello, my name is Chris Ellis. I am the director of photography and producer for Sugar Crash.
Lovely. Well, congratulations to you all on making an awesome short and getting accepted into Garden State Film Festival. How are we feeling? Do we know the Garden State Film Festival?
I've never been. I don't think any of us have ever been specifically to the Garden State Film Festival. I live in Jersey. I live in Jersey City. I love Jersey, and I love the community of film that's going on in Jersey. So I'm really excited to expand that.
Me too. And I'm really happy that we'll have some new friends this year. So this will all be the first time that you guys will come to the Garden State Film Festival. I know two of you are in Dallas. Are we going to make it to the screening?
No, I wish I could. It just, it just kind of falls in a time when my schedule gets busy. So I can't make to this one. But hopefully, John is a great representative of our team, and
Absolutely.
and you guys get to meet him and have fun asking him all the hard questions. We get to kind of dodge the bullets a little bit.
Well, I'm honored that I get to talk to you guys today. Even if you won't be there in person, this is pretty much the same. So let's get it started. And John, can you tell everybody a little bit about Sugar Crash?
Sure. So Sugar Crash is about two young boys who are trying to get a box of candy, if you will, under a refrigerator. It's nice and simple. And of course, we tried to add a little something, something on top of that.
Yes. So what was the inspiration for writing this story? How was it born?
Well, it started, pandemic, that happened. You started getting isolated from other people and realizing that you don't, that I started realizing that we didn't have like an opportunity to really express ourselves, express like the grief, and that left a void. And this story is really about filling that void in unhealthy ways. And so so it started with that, and then I talked to my friend Chris Ellis here, who happens to be a photographer, and he was like, "Well, I would love to do a film," and he was like, "I have two kids and a kitchen," and so that was kind of our boundaries there, and we brought that to Scott, and Scott was like, "Great, I'll help you guys put a team together," and that was it. It just kind of came together like that, nice and easy.
Wow. So you all have worked together before. This isn't a new collaboration.
Yes, in other places, more of in Dallas, and it's more of they have a big still photography business, so it was a natural changeover, flipping over from still photography to film.
So what went into producing Sugar Crash? I mean, you got the two stars from Chris and the kitchen from Chris, so that probably got some boxes checked off. But you all three produced it. So what goes into producing a short film like this? And how did you all balance the work?
Scott, you want to get this?
Sure. Well, a lot of hard work, I guess. And we had Chris's house, and I actually own a set fabrication company in Dallas, Texas. So it was a lot of fun because we actually got to build a soundstage too. So we got to remake like Chris's house in our warehouse. And so it was fun to do stunts and stuff like that. So, and we had Chris's location. His wife was kind enough for us to take over the house for like a week and then some. And it just all kind of naturally fit together. Like Huggins has been doing his thing, writing a lot of great stories, and then Chris just studying the craft of photography and camera work, and I kind of do the production side of my set building business and putting people in the right spots at the right times. So all three of us kind of naturally fit together, and and we've been friends for me and Chris went to high school together, and I've known Huggins since I was 19, something like that. So
Oh, wow.
it's been a long friendship in the same industry, but we never had kind of really put it all together and got an opportunity to actually shoot a film, and I had a blast. And it was so much, just a cool experience.
I'm glad you guys did. So, Chris, your kids were the star in this film, and you had the pleasure of filming them. What was it like being the director of photography on this project and filming your kids?
Well, I will say it's really challenging. I've as a photographer, I've shot with kids before, and I've taken photos and things like that of my own kids and things of that sort. But it's a little bit easier to control and rein things in versus being on set in a film production. It was, I think, the challenge for me was just kind of reining in the dad and focusing as much as I possibly could on the cinematography and allowing John to really draw the best story out of my kids, and me not jump in and kind of be like, hey, like I said, be the dad in the room. And so I think that was probably the biggest challenge. Timing, we was another one. I mean, if you're going to stack them up, it takes a lot more time to work with kids. So we did account for that when we planned out the shoot and everything like that. But it was just I'd say that was probably the biggest challenge, was just kind of making sure that I'm focused on being a cinematographer and kind of reining in the dad part. Just kind of but it's tough. You have fun watching your kids do something that is so fun and connects with so many people, and that it's and it's an exposure for them, and it's a fun experience, and and so you're kind of wanting to be in there and be a part of it, but you are, but you can't be the dad too, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, that dad hat has to be kind of on the side, and DP's the main hat you have to wear.
Yeah.
Wow. So I want to talk about the sound stage that you mentioned, Scott, because we do, without giving anything away, we have like this really cool, I don't know if I call it a stunt, but like something cool that happens in the film. And I want to hear how you guys tackled that and made that successful. So that wasn't done in the kitchen, that was done in the soundstage?
It was actually done in both. And actually,
Wow.
my brother, Joel, he's also one of our business partners. He actually made the refrigerator. And so that refrigerator, I hope that's not giving anything away. There is a refrigerator.
Yeah, it does exist.
Maybe people will watch this after they watch the film. That's all we'll give away.
Yeah. But no, he one day we walked in and here's a refrigerator, and he made it. And then so we took that to Chris's house, and we did as much filming as we could there. But then whenever we came back to the shop with the refrigerator, we actually built the whole set on a 2-foot platform, so we could really get some of those really cool angles and stuff like that. So a little Hollywood magic, and it was a lot of fun to do. Especially, I tend to do a lot of still photography and stuff like that, so to actually have moving elements to it and things like that, it was
extremely creative and innovative. That's amazing. John, what was it like for you directing Sugar Crash? Have you ever directed children before? What was this process like for you?
I've directed children in readings, but not in person like this. And really, two big things for me was one. I mean, and the dominant thing is the fact that, like, just the experience of, like, I mean, it was just a great joy, and I have a lot of gratitude for being able to, for Chris, allowing his kids to kind of come into this crazy, business here for the time that it took. But the other side of it was the practical side. So it was, a lot of it was about, I was excited because it allowed us to test, like, if the filmmaking crew was a boat, it allowed us to really see where the leaks are in the process of making the film, because there is no really set way, or you really couldn't have any kind of expectation at all, really, from two kids who actually had no acting experience whatsoever. So there was no practice or training of a discipline or anything like that. So we had to be prepared for that in the best way, and it just really helped us tighten up the ship, honestly. So so it was a win-win all the way around.
Right. So what would you say, like, the most important factor as a director is when it came to Sugar Crash? Like, how were you able to direct people who didn't have experience in acting? What was very important for you to do as a director?
Well, it was to be open to really, and really, you're dealing with a trained actor, you can kind of, there's a lot more control because they have a process, and so I have a process, and we plug those in together, and then we can kind of meet halfway and get whatever the story demands. But when you have two children without a process, you just kind of have to kind of roll with the punches. And it specifically, I mean, one that they actually both worked completely differently. Henry actually worked specifically in the way that was a little bit more on the intuitive side. So it was kind of, you could kind of discuss, like maybe discuss a metaphor with him. He's a little bit older too, and he would make those adjustments. Whereas Oliver, love him to death, but it was like more of a monetary thing. So we actually paid him with candy. So like if we wanted him to do something, it was like, all right, well, and so he actually had a piece of paper and kept tabs on how many Whoppers.
The man's gonna rule the world.
So really, it's like I said, for the same reason, like as I mentioned earlier, like this the process. It really helped, like kind of affirm everything that we've been working on and working towards. And
wow. And Scott, as the AD, what was your job? Because John's directing it and your assistant directing it. How do you guys kind of gel that together?
Well, I did the best I could, I guess, and I just kind of, because I had never been on a true film set before, it was a fantastic learning experience, and I kind of learned it in real time as best I could, and it was rewarding, challenging. I also went and got the coffee and tried to get all, I tried to do as much as I possibly could to be as, because it was a very small set, and we were still kind of dealing with COVID, and we didn't want to mess with having too many people on sets. We did it with a very minimal crew, and so I tried to wear as many hats as I could and try to be in the right spot at the right time. And what can I do to be doing the next thing for you to keep the show alive and everything moving as fast as possible and efficiently as possible. So, I guess.
So we all touched upon some of the challenges we ran into in this process. What was the best part for you guys? Maybe a favorite scene, a favorite memory, or the best part of this process? I'm sure there was a lot, but if you had to pick one.
I would say that, I mean, it has to be the first showing. We had a nice private screening. I mean, we all got together. All the kids were there. Other kids were there, and really, one of the kind of the goals that we had that was outside of just telling the story was to specifically, like in this particular story, wanted to grab as wide of an audience as possible. And so it was really wonderful and affirming. And our editor, Ralph, after that first screening, was like, he didn't get to make it, but he talked to me and he was like, so, what was the range of the audience? And, there were 5-year-olds to 90-year-olds in that audience. And that's just the idea of being able to, as a group, come together and bring a community together like that, with that span, was a great affirming moment for me and I believe hopefully for everybody else. Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. What would you guys say, Scott and Chris?
I think for me, just the learning experience, to be honest with you, as a whole, I've spent 10 years in still photography plus, and to be a part of a story that connects with people and making those connections and knowing that it does resonate and legitimately connect with the viewer is really paramount to me. And what, from an artist perspective, is making those connections. And to learn as much as I did over the span, I mean, we really, up until now, it's almost been a year and a half since we've been working on this. We started in May of 21 and shot it December of 21, and then here we are. So it's just been really amazing to be exposed to all of this, and it's been really fun to, meet people like yourself and that are out there trying to move the art of film along, and to just kind of see see this community the way it is. And that's been a lot of fun for me. So.
Absolutely. Scott, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I would say being on set, that you can't replicate that energy, and it just seeing shots come in and actually like, okay, wow, that's, you know, whenever it's actually framed up and shot with, you know, and just everything in real time, and just the camaraderie that goes with it, and the you know, you just went to battle together and you came out with this really, really great product, and it you know, just affirms everything like Huggins was saying. Like I think we did a good job, and it was like a very cool learning experience, and to do it the first time and actually come out with something, but to be very, very proud of is amazing. So
Absolutely.
awesome.
I mean, you guys should be proud. Congratulations. I'm really excited for audiences at Garden State Film Festival to see this. And it's so great that it's universal, no matter what age they are, they can enjoy Sugar Crash. So let me tell everybody how they can see it. It will be playing Saturday, March 25th in the Asbury Hotel in Asbury Hall in the film block 2:45 to 4:45 p.m. So definitely check it out. Maybe meet the writer director, John. And I thank you guys all so much again for taking the time out to talk to me today. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Have a good
You guys.
Thank you.
Bye.